start here first, right? Well, Eminem put out a new album, The Death of Slim Shady. That was the name of the album, right?
Yes.
LP? Or is it just an album?
It's an album.
Okay.
Yeah.
LPs are done with, right?
That's over.
All right. Well, he put out this album. It was kind of a surprise album, yeah? It had the Houdini and Toby on it. Two horrible singles, I'll be honest.
That was a surprise. Well, you don't like Abracadabra.
No. And I don't like
I'm
fucking
about to reach in my bag, bro. You don't like that?
Toby Maguire got bit by a spider. Me. Guess it was a goat. Shut the fuck up.
What, man? You don't think that was some of the best rapping you've heard?
No, it was horrendous.
In 10 years?
And his only features on the whole album, I think. At least the only credited ones, because I think I did hear other voices on it. But
JID was on it.
Yeah. Bizarre came back for a nice little. I was actually happy to hear Bizarre.
Was Royce on it?
I think Royce was on it. I think Royce was on a song.
Yeah, he wasn't like there was nobody credited on Spotify except for Big Sean and other dude.
Well, Big Sean needs a credit.
Yo,
let's be real.
Oh, he had Easy Mills. Easy Mill.
Is he from Detroit?
He remember the little Vietnamese rapper that he signed?
Easy Mill.
He
I don't remember.
He signed a little Vietnamese rapper?
Yeah, he signed like some. I don't know if he's Vietnamese.
The last rapper I remember him signing was Yellow Wolf.
He's like Cambodian or something.
Cambodian.
I don't know what.
Was it the one that was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11?
No, I don't think so. I don't even know what that is. Well, let me say this. I think that honestly, this may be, as far as production goes, probably it could be Eminem's best album production wise. I thought the production on this album was amazing.
That's a little bit of a reach. I don't think it's a reach. I think you're suffering from new music syndrome.
I think you're missing what I'm saying.
You're saying the production.
Yes.
On that. I'm not talking about the lyrics. I'm talking
Why
about
are you pretending like Eminem hasn't been known for having bad production throughout his entire career?
I don't agree with that. Tell me what. Okay. Marshall Mathers LP 2. What bad beat is on that album?
The beats.
Anything that Dr. Dre instruct.
Yeah, like those. Eminem never really had like great beats that were like, it was good because it was Eminem on it. Eminem actually made the beats better. Like anybody else rapping on Eminem beats would have been garbage. Even Eminem admits that on his album that he created this style that nobody else was able to do.
I'm asking for an example. That's all.
Of what?
Give me a song.
Bad beats?
Yeah, give me a bad beat.
My Name Is was a bad beat.
My Name Is was a terribly bad beat.
You'll never listen to that
instrumental. The only reason why you like it is because of him.
It was Eminem? Yes.
Nah,
yes.
No, bro.
Guilty Conscience was a bad beat.
Guilty Conscience was a bad beat?
Yeah.
Oh, I must be jaded. I don't know.
Eminem had bad production. He just was like, what I'm saying is Eminem's production on this album would have been good with anybody rapping on it. Okay. That's what I mean.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah. Like he finally had like top-notch hip-hop production.
No one could go on Rain Man and rap like Eminem.
Right. Right. Rain Man is a horrible beat. It's just great because Eminem made it.
I don't know if I agree with that.
It's because you like the song.
No, I can rap. I can rap on fucking Rain Man. What the fuck?
But you wouldn't if it wasn't Rain Man.
Exactly. And if it wasn't for Rain Man, you rapped on it, they would have threw that shit away before it got to 12 seconds.
Right. You would have skipped?
Get that shit the fuck out of here.
I don't know what to come up with this shit. Fuck this song.
Hey, go ahead and throw that one away, big dog.
This shit ain't working for you, dog.
Recycle bin that one.
Oh shit.
Look, that's all I'm gonna say as far as like the positives. I think it was a great sounding sonically. It was a great album. One of Eminem's better albums.
Okay.
Now, as far as the messaging went, I thought it was a big steaming pile of horseshit. Woke nonsense.
Woke piece of shit.
Now, this is the thing, though, because the whole thing was basically him talking about getting canceled and all that type of stuff. And his cancellation was that he was like, that he's claiming was that because he was like sort of making tranny jokes and making fun of midgets and cripples and this and that. His whole thing was like, it was an anti-Gen Z album. However, I think it missed the mark on a lot of points, and I think we can all point out those points. One of the points is basically trying to like act like he's getting canceled Yet the whole thing was that like he still said, he basically apologized for all the things that he was saying by saying that he's for trans rights. He called Candace Owens a traitor to her race.
Which, hey, I'll give him that. That was bold.
Yeah.
That was bold.
Well, not really.
I mean, that's crazy.
It's not at all.
Why would you call Candace Owens a traitor to her race? You don't think that's
because
crazy?
She's a Trump supporter and she's a right winger.
Oh,
it's literally as woke. That's as woke as you can fucking get. Let's be honest.
Just like any other person that got something negative to say about Candace would just say she's a traitor because she votes for Trump and she's a white ring.
All right, that's fair.
Traitor to her race. And here's the ultimate thing: is the entire album was almost like a satanic album. Like he's calling himself the Antichrist. Well, he was basically saying that other people call him that. But here's the thing: here's ultimately the problem.
Yeah,
is what I think he did was he tried to make it. I think there's truth in what I was saying before, where we have to, as right wingers, have to be very vigilant as far as the way we perceive things, because Hollywood and the mainstream people have realized that there's actually money in getting canceled. It's actually like, as I'm listening to this album, the only word that could come to my mind was grifting. And I felt like he was grifting off of cancel culture. When it's like, in reality, what he was doing was kind of making a joke about it, where it's like, bro, I think he wanted way more backlash from Houdini so that his album would make way more sense. Yeah. He didn't get the backlash though, because inevitably everybody knows he's still a liberal. He's still going to push the agenda. He's still going to push the racial agenda and the trans agenda. And let's be real, at the end of the day, bro, like, you could say all the things you want about trannies. Your daughter's a fucking tranny. Like,
really?
Yeah, he has a daughter that's a tranny. It's not his real daughter. It's his
not
niece.
Haley, the other one.
Yeah.
His niece, yeah.
But she's a transsexual. So it's like, bro, like there's no like.
And who's
it's in your house.
Who's
you can't
he
sit
fooling?
Here and
if he already made that freestyle once upon a time and told anybody that voted for Trump or follows Trump to unfollow him.
Unfollow him.
So he didn't make this for anybody but that following.
And he didn't take that back. Look, I don't need Eminem to come out and say, I'm a Trump supporter now, for me to say, oh, maybe he made some changes in his life. You know what I mean? What I'm saying is that inevitably he's still pushing the agenda that they want to be pushed. And where I think it was cowardly what he did, and this is why I'm not even like going to stand behind him as him making his First Amendment argument, is that the whole album and really his entire career, if you listen to the last couple songs, he kind of breaks down the purpose of the album, where it's to play on cancel culture, but what he did was blamed Slim Shady for all the crazy things he said.
Oh, he put it on his alter ego.
Yes, and the whole thing was, that's why the whole album was him, like, it was a point where I'm listening to it and I'm like, why is he like making fun of midgets and trannies so much? Like, it's getting to a point where it's like so repetitive. He's almost saying the same lines. And then there's a skit where it's him waking up and going, I had this dream that Slim Shady was chasing me and this, that was all a dream, the first half of the album. And then the rest of it was him saying, all those crazy things I said weren't actually what I believe. So now the death of Slim Shady is the death of me saying all those crazy things.
Crazy shit.
So the rest of the album was him saying, in reality, Slim Shady was saying all that crazy stuff, but Marshall Mathers, he's for trans rights. He's, you know, he's very vigilant about the right wing and
crazy
and what's going on in the black community, and like it was a weak attempt. It's the new norm put into a hip hop album. It's like, and really the controversy he was saying, like, it's like, yeah, that shit would have been, this album would have been fucking insane in 1998, in 2001, when he put out his other albums. Like, he's basically going for shock value's sake.
Gotcha.
And it's Howard Stern shit. And it's like, bro, don't you understand? It's obviously he doesn't understand cancel culture, that people aren't getting canceled necessarily for just saying crazy shit. They're getting canceled because of what agenda they're pushing and what agenda they refuse to push.
Right.
Which is very important.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't see that because he's actually for pushing the agenda.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, to me, it was a weak attempt at being controversial.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a 90s guy who was known for being controversial in the 90s, trying to be controversial now. But it's like, don't you understand the controversy is that he'd get canceled, Eminem. And this is how stupid he is. And this is how out of touch he is with cancel culture. He'd actually get canceled. He made this whole thing about he's the Antichrist and all this stuff, like it's Satan worship almost.
Mm.
He'd be more on the table in the chopping block for getting canceled if he put out a gospel album.
He'll get canceled if he just says nigga.
That too. He still said N-word on the album.
He could have just said nigga.
Just said nigga. Say nigga.
Yeah. He did a rhyme scheme with Ginger and so yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
He's
bring up your old foolish pride days. Be a real one.
Old foolish pride. Oh, foolish pride. Yeah.
He didn't get on anything real that was like controversy as far as like that hurts. Like the whole Gen Zer thing. He's going after Gen Z. I don't see them. They might they might bitch about it a little bit, but there's not going to be a backlash because he pussied out at the end of the album.
At the end, anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. In my opinion, I think it's some of the best rapping that he's done in a while.
I agree.
Yeah. You know, he's still sharp with the pen. So it's just his messaging. As soon as I heard the line with the cannon shit, as a Black Trump supporter, I was like, well, goddamn, nigga, like, what the fuck? Like,
still alienating you.
Yeah, it's like I enjoy your music too, bro. But come on, like we have in this country is great because we have an ability to make a choice. So my choice you shouldn't shame me for my choice and try to make it seem like I'm this type of way. I can turn it around on you and feel like, as a Democrat, you are for child labor, for child trafficking. You're for.
He even made a joke about the Epstein thing.
You're for destroying the country, that I've lived in my entire life, that I'm having some semblance of success in. I just don't see how, as somebody who's as rich as he is, can't understand the difference.
How is somebody who, not only that, but somebody who grew up in the slums of Detroit, one of the worst Democratic fucking hellholes ever, and he doesn't see it. It's again, he's not actually paying attention, and his whole take on cancel culture shows it. He's not paying attention to what the actual canceling is,
or maybe he sees it, but it's about the fucking money now. At this point, Eminem,
I think they all.
He could be operative.
I think they all see it, but they also know that it's like a badge of honor to have a fucked up city more than fixing it.
Yes, in hip hop.
Yeah,
it is.
I
came from that.
Yeah.
And concrete.
Here's another thing in hip hop is they try to pretend, I'm about bringing all my brothers up. Really, they like to be the rich guy in the room and have all their little minions running around.
They're yes men.
That's what they like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Peter Ortiz makes a really great point. He didn't say fag on the album one time. And that's it. If he was trying to really like do that, why didn't he push back to the real, no pun intended, the real Slim Shady?
Hey.
Come on, it writes itself. But why didn't he really go back to that?
Because at this point, I don't think I think it's more like what you're saying. He's playing off the cancel culture, but he doesn't want to actually get canceled.
Get canceled for the real reason.
Yeah, he wants to make music and still be in the scene and in the mix and shit.
And it's again, that's why I'm telling people you got to be careful. There are cancel culture grifters out there, where they're gonna like try to make money off of getting canceled because they know there's an avenue there. And that's the thing is that's what he's kind of playing off of, is that he's not really getting canceled, but he's playing off that he's getting canceled, and that's the promotion of it.
Did you ever think that you would see the day that Eminem would turn out like this?
I mean, somewhat, but I always thought like he was actually a free speech guy. But, for him to like really alienate half of his fan base, and say don't listen to my music anymore if you vote for this
And
guy.
if we're
It's like
keeping it real, more than half of his fan base, because let's keep it a buck. I think he has more white fans than black fans.
absolutely,
Yeah.
That's why he got so much more record sales than anybody. But sorry, another thing to add to the cancel thing is he just won't acknowledge what the cancel culture is really about, and the whole point of why we're pointing it out. It's that it's about political bias. It's not necessarily about obscenity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's obscene as he's as obscene as he's ever been on that album, but it doesn't. It's hollow because it's not really like if he would have came with a song that said, "I don't stand for that transgender shit." It doesn't. Like he tried, where he said, "You have to admit that you were born a man," but it was so soft shoed that it's like. Then it goes into this, we all need each other. He was like basically Reverend Al Sharpton at the end.
It wasn't a crazy bar, like as crazy as Eminem could have gotten with a tranny bar, because he's gotten crazy with tranny bars.
And
like,
you can't say that, it's just a throwaway bar when you also make the argument that Eminem is this strategical fucking surgical rapper.
It's not a throwaway.
It's not.
Nothing he does is a throwaway.
It's not. Nothing. Yeah. There's really no filler with Eminem, so you can't make the argument from both sides. Last thing I want to say on the album, though, and I'm not trying to be funny, is Eminem. Is it possible that Eminem like found out he's like terminally ill or something? Because and I'm not wishing anything on anybody. I don't care what political views are.
Yeah.
But the end of the album was coming off like he was writing his own eulogy, and that could just be Eminem being emo Eminem. As we've seen before, but it came off more than that, like where he wrote a song to his daughter that she can listen to after he dies. Like the last 3 songs were all about him dying. Like, and it's not about him dying; it's about after he's dead,
his legacy,
his legacy, and what he's able to set up for his family. How his family's gonna move on from it. Like I was getting the feeling, like, did he find out he has like some kind of illness or something?
Or maybe because isn't this his last album?
I mean, rappers say that, but I don't think it's ever really their last until they never put it in.
The death of Slim
never-
Shady. It's the last Slim Shady
So
album.
I'm guessing he is probably writing for when after he dies, his legacy, because it won't be nothing else written.
Wait, get closer to the mic.
It might be nothing else written after that. So
Maybe.
here it is.
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I was just getting that feeling. Did you feel that at all, or?
I mean, not really. Like I said, after I listened to the rest of it just so I could talk about it, but after that whole Candace line, I kind of tuned out. Like it felt, the rest of it fell flat because nothing he said after that felt real. You know what I mean? It was just like, okay, you're just another lefty who wants to alienate people because of how they view politically.
I caught on like a little earlier than that, just because I was like, I perceived what I think he wanted to be, what he wanted to happen, and it's what I said earlier, is he wanted Houdini to actually get canceled, so that his album, when he had all the stuff about getting canceled, it's like, oh, that makes sense. But he doesn't understand cancel culture, and he doesn't realize he didn't get canceled. Just a couple Gen Zers fucking complained about you on the internet. That's not canceling.
Yeah.
You weren't on the news because of your song.
Yeah, Destiny's going to talk about you for like 30 minutes.
Yeah. That, and I don't even think that happened. Like, you didn't get canceled in the way that, even though I disagree with him now, that Kanye got canceled. He legitimately got canceled.
Kanye got canceled.
Yeah.
Like, Kanye still, like, they pulling songs off of his album. There's some songs that I can't play on his shit.
Yeah. So it's like you can't claim that happened to you. I think he kind of wanted that to happen, but again, he doesn't know how to gauge cancel culture.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right.
Kind of. Again, I thought the album was great. Just the message. The execution was horrible.
Yeah, the messaging was terrible. But if we're just talking about rap, it was a great rap album.
We're gonna separate the artists.
Yeah,
shut up.
Yeah, gotta separate. You got to, man.
Tired of it.
It's only right.
Okay.
Because think about it, if we never do, we'll never be able to enjoy anything in life. Because most of these people are fucking out of their minds.
I gotta say, the one part that was a little hard to listen to was him bringing back Ken Kniff. And he couldn't quite do the voice anymore.
He couldn't do it anymore. I know. Yeah, that was crazy.
I was like, that sounds like Eminem.
That was crazy. Yeah.
It's like, what? Don't even. Why didn't you do another take. Is Dre off that day?
Or use AI.
Exactly. Do something. Yeah, poor Ken Kneff.
From Connecticut.
From Connecticut. Let's see, where are we going?